Did you know that one of the most vibrant forests you could ever wish to imagine wasn't created by nature, wasn't created by some government funding? It was created by one man and one man only. And his story is fascinating. Let me tell you about it. Hello and welcome to Write Your Own Story. If you've been here before, welcome back. If this is your first time, it's great to have you. For those who don't know me, my name is James Taylor. I'm an online counsellor, hypnotherapist, life coach. I'm also an author, a podcaster and a YouTuber. So let's get straight into this. Let me tell you about a fascinating man called Jadav Payeng. For 40 years he worked quietly, almost in secret, starting with just a handful of seeds. And what he built not only shocked the world when it was finally discovered, but it holds a powerful lesson for achieving your own impossible dreams. And this is not just a story about someone planting trees, it's a blueprint for life. And if you follow it, you could potentially change yours. Our story begins in 1979 on a place called Majuli, the world's largest river island in India. For years, a young man named Jaydav Payeng had watched his home being eaten away. He was deeply concerned with the deforestation of his land. There was constant erosion and a loss of tree cover. They were shrinking the island, leading to this devastating decline in wildlife. The island was dying, and a patch of it had become a sun-scorched, barren sandbar left to bake under the intense heat. And after a massive flood, this landscape became a scene of death. Payeng, then just 16 years of age, was walking along the riverbank when he stumbled upon a horrific sight. There was hundreds, maybe thousands of snakes washed ashore and dying on the hot sand. There was no shade, no cover, no escape. And this image haunted him. It was a brutal personal vision of what the ecological collapse he feared actually looked like. But where others saw a wasteland, a lost cause, he saw a problem that needed a solution. And he went to the village elders and asked what he could do. And they told him nothing could grow there. Now this is the point where many of us might have thought it's too big, it'll take too long, I can't do anything about it, it is what it is, and that would be the end of our thought process. But Jadav Payeng was made of different stuff. He was made of very different stuff. And what he didn't realise at the time was that he was about to start a 40-year project, one seed at a time. At 16 years of age, he got to work. Every single day, Jadav Payeng travelled to that desolate sandbar. His first mission was simple: plant about 20 bamboo seedlings. And day after day he made the journey. He watered the tiny saplings, shielding them from the harsh elements, and worked the unforgiving soil. Now think about this for a second. This wasn't a few weeks project. This wasn't a school project. There was no one telling him to do this. There was no assignments or deadlines to be completed. This was just a young lad with determination and will to do something about something he wasn't happy about. And he did it again and again and again. And every day he would disappear into the wilderness. No one knew what he was doing. But seed by seed, something magical started to happen. As his vision grew, he moved from bamboo to other larger trees, and he planted thousands upon thousands of them, slowly creating a diverse canopy that would one day burst with life. This wasn't just gardening, it was an act of relentless faith. Faith in the power of a single seed, and faith in the power of a single repeated action. For 30 years, the world had no idea a miracle was unfolding on the sandbar. The forest's existence was finally revealed, not by a person, but by a herd of over 100 wild elephants. In 2008, the herd wandered into this dense, unknown woodland looking for refuge, and when Forest Department officials tracked them, they were stunned. Where their map showed a barren sandbar, they found a sprawling, vibrant forest. It was a fully formed ecosystem. The officials couldn't believe their eyes. This place wasn't supposed to exist. And when they investigated, they found Jadav Payeng. Here's the size of what he created. Central Park in New York is about 837 acres. What he created, day by day, seed by seed, is almost double that. And something magical has happened. Because he turned up every single day and applied himself and did what he did, and he planted and he watered and he planted and he watered, over time, what he was planting started to germinate around, and the ecological system completely changed. Insects and wildlife would come into the forest. Their manure would feed the land, more things would grow, and the whole thing began to germinate. And just think about this for a second. This blows me away. This thing is nearly twice as big as Central Park. That makes the top of my head explode. Just one man, or one boy when he started, and one mission, one seed, and one bottle of water, repeated again and again and again. Now, this is a universal system. As James Clear writes in his book Atomic Habits, can you do something tomorrow that's 1% better than what you're doing today? Not 10%, not 20%. Can you do something tomorrow that makes you just 1% better? I think we'd agree. I can do 1%. Is that getting up out of bed a little bit earlier? Is it going to bed a little bit earlier? Who knows? But can you do something for the 1%? If you're saying yes, could you do it the day after? The day after that? Just 1%. If you do that and start accruing these 1% every day, this time next year, you'll be 365% better than you presently are, because that's what you'll have accrued. So what is your 1% going to be? What seed are you going to plant? You could be anything. You can start right now. It can be big, it can be small. But what seed could you plant? How could you water that seed? What could you do to look after what starts to grow? Quite inspiring, don't you think? That you have that power within you, that, with a click and you can just change. You can spin and go off in a different direction. I find that quite inspiring. And I see that a lot with clients that I work with. They believe a certain thing about themselves. The sessions are going on. Other options are being presented to them, other considerations. And then the penny drops. I don't have to keep on doing it like that, do I? Maybe I could do that a little bit differently. Maybe I could embrace this. Maybe I could let go of this. What would be the benefits of me letting go of this and embracing that? What would that be? So this is fantastic. You have amazing power within you. Now, if this resonates with you, you can either do this yourself, or if you want some help and you'd like to work with someone like me, my contact details will be in the description below. But really, give some consideration about, you have the power, you're the gardener, and you have a bag of thousands upon thousands of seeds. Are you going to plant one? I hope so. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. My name is James, and this is Write Your Own Story. Bye-bye.